after all the record contract stuff down the road, and EMI said you can't use it because they wanted to buy the publishing. Like they didn't
By the publishing for you guys.
They wanted to own the song basically. Like,
did you keep your publishing when you signed with Elektra, you guys?
Yeah, well, I mean, we had this deal with EMI, so in that deal we gave up some publishing, but we still had
because that's a very important thing that people kind of learn the hard way.
Oh yeah, I mean our thing.
I remember that from the time that I had the publishing deal, and part of our contract was that we were able to keep all of our publishing, and I mean we didn't know our asses from our elbows really.
Yeah.
We were, again, it was like the first time for us. We had gotten scouted at an in-store that we played, like at a record store, and that's how we got that. But and we were kind of like, well, let's go crazy for a minute, and but anyway, it's about Dave, not me, guys. So let's go.
So they were giving them a hard time about using the crawl, and so like I said, this is years later, and I was at the end of the road with Elektra and everything, and I just happened to know someone who worked for the show. It was somebody's girlfriend. I don't remember even what she did on the show, and I saw her somewhere, and she said, "Oh, they're trying to use your music, but like, and I just, kind of like off cuff said, like, so just have them contact me and I'll just write the same song, like, and I'll sell it to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's my song. I can do whatever I want with it, which is not true. But so they did contact me, and they paid me to work up a new song. Like, it couldn't be the same song because they were afraid of getting sued.
Sure.
But it was basically like, well, it's going to be a hard rock song with a funk groove, and it's going to have a horn line. So I was like, I already wrote a million things like that. I could do that. So, so I came up with something, and I got Mike Caldarella, the original drummer, to come in and throw down a beat, because you can't go wrong there. You got the whole thing right there.
Right.
Then I kind of did the Prince thing and just played guitar and bass, and we had a little organ thing going on there, I think. And when I got to use the Uptown horns from the Rolling Stones on that, so I wrote out a line and they played it, and then all of a sudden, they were like, okay, we like it, and we negotiated a deal. And then I sold them, I didn't sell it entirely, like I had the writing and everything,
right?
And they gave me like very good money to do that, and
That's
then.
awesome.
And then the thing was, because it was syndicated, he got royalties every night from like 100 markets.
Wow.
So for like,
Right.
it was only on like a year though, or whatever it was, maybe 2 years. And the royalties are delayed so I was like, there's a couple of years there where I just had money like coming in.
Wow. That's cool.
So,
that's the dream. That's,
Well, yeah, if I had gotten Jon Stewart on the Daily Show, I mean, I would, I'd be flying around in a spaceship right now, something doing. But this show didn't, it didn't do very well, unfortunately. Like people, so it was a great, experience, but unfortunately the show didn't last though.
Most rewarding thing from doing any of this, is when you get that random message from somebody. Whether they're around the corner or whether they're from the UK, and they're like, hey, I've been checking you out or whatever, sending you this message, and just reaching out, and that's the best part. There is not enough money in the world that can be better than something like that.
And that's one of the main things that keeps me going. We were having a discussion in the car that I won't bring up here because I don't discuss my personal issues, because that's my own thing. And again, I like to project mostly positivity. So if I've got a personal issue, I fix it on my own. But when I think of these kids, and if they're using me as an outlet, I don't want to take that away. because when I was younger, I was the same way. I was a little kid in school, and I was
sure.
picked on. And I know what I was the long-haired guy in school that got picked on because I had long hair by the jocks and whatever like that. And
I know. I've been
I was
there.
the
I was like
outcast.
the only guy that painted my nails in my school. My
Right.
school was real tiny too. It was so easy to find you. Woo! I was like, oh my god.
I was the same way, and I enjoy being somebody these people can talk to or feel like, wow, I'm not the only one, or here's this guy, and he seems to be okay and doing okay. Maybe I can speak to him, and I get a lot of sad stories from kids and things, and I try to speak to them in a manner where I try to give them some sort of hope or direction or options. Because there's a lot of kids, they don't think they have any options. They think, well, I live in this shitty town and my life sucks. And I'm like, well, listen to me. You're how old? There's a big world out there.
Sure.
One day you're going to move out of your town. You would need to move. Go explore. Go have an adventure.
Right.
Go see something else. Don't think that where you are is your world.
Is it? No,
'Cause
for sure.
You're in control of your world. And these kids, they're not told this thing by maybe their immediate people that are around them. So I like to give them a little bit extra and something to think about, and it seems to work. And I've gained this huge following of these misfits, and it's a good, rewarding feeling knowing that they're looking up to me, because it also makes me feel like that what I'm doing is relevant
Right.
as well.
Instrumentalist, artist, all that stuff. The list just goes on. My good friend DA, aka Doobie, aka Duke Sims from the band Shinobi Ninja.
Yeah.
Hey.
It was like 3 more keys.
I was gonna say,
He's gonna throw some
did I
more.
get them all? I don't know. So what do we got? What are we missing?
Oh, well, Duke Sims, of course, Dwayne P. Sims, the original. Big Baby Belgium. I've been Big Baby Belgium. Larry Davis, Larry Love.
See, this is news to me.
Yeah, Larry
That's why we
Davis.
do these things, because I learned so much on these Music Survival Guide podcasts. It's really great for me because I'm such a music geek. So I just, it goes all into my brain, all this knowledge. So there are, how many more names? What do we
I've
got?
had many names in this life so far. The thing that I find with the names is that every time you have used up the name, or the name has run its course, you make a new name, it's a new era.
No, I feel you, for sure.
Energy.
For sure, which is cool, and I do totally get that. Me with the soda thing, though, I just kind of, I don't reinvent the soda thing. Although when I started the soda thing, it was Soda Weird, and then it was Soda Violet because I was in Violet Daydream, and we all had the last name Violet, and then it just was soda, and then I did the whole official soda thing just because soda is soda. You know what I mean? When you hear official soda, there's only one.
I feel like it's like lemon.
That's it.
Your soda. It's like you got that recipe and it's so perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I guess-
Ozzy. You're like Ozzy.
Yeah, I mean.
Fox_Zozo, ZOZO. Instagram, hit me up. Or Facebook.com/official, or the Fox Zozo. You can hit me up there. And and we'll talk. And like the first few bands I'm trying to get in here is going to be from the ground up. And I'm only trying to add value to your band. So there's no schemes, there's no gimmicks. I'm not going to ask you to invest anything you don't want to invest. And we'll work it out. And that's what I'm working on currently until Knox Cole starts back up.
And that's beautiful. That is a great thing.
That's
so,
it. That's what I'm doing.
Monkey, do you want to go next?
Yeah,
Tell the
see,
kids at home.
Sure. I am currently trying to, on a weekly basis, get together with Soda.
We've been super successful doing it
And
for a couple weeks.
The podcast is important to me because whether I'm behind the mic or not, I share a lot of Soda's ideals, and he has a world of knowledge that I can never live up to, and yet I live vicariously through him when he interviews certain people who we're lucky enough to invite. So if you have the ability to come see us, please come see us. Please come meet with us. Soda, my friend, all right, is a natural what's the word here? I'm looking for interview.
Not organic.
Not the word.
Not organic.
No, he's
Comfortable.
He's a he's a natural. He's a natural. Interviewer. He's a Johnny Carson. He's a David Letterman. He's all these guys. Bundled up, and
Carson and Letterman. That's
he's got this.
I like that.
He's got this way of attracting your attention. He knows the right questions to ask. He's respectful, and at the same time, he's insightful, and he's. We're talking music here, guys. We're talking about one of the best guitar players on Long Island. Long Island is a fucking big place.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to say he's one of the best guitar players / singers in all of New York.
I would agree.
I just haven't
would
traveled
agree.
far enough, so I just wouldn't be able to say that that's completely accurate. But I'm allowed to extrapolate and say this guy is the real deal, and he's articulate, and he's smart, and he's intelligent. I know Soda just enough, and I have a whole lifetime to get to know him. So I feel very, very, I don't want to say blessed. I feel fortunate, though. Definitely fortunate. As far as Fox goes.
Oh, here we go.
As far
Really?
as Fox, I'm going to change the camera angle here. As far as Fox goes, Fox,
There he is. Look at that head.
he's a young entity. He's a young soul.
So young.
I still
I'm
don't know-
young.
I don't know
Really?
how-
You're the only
honestly,
person to ever say I'm a young
I don't
soul.
I don't think you're a young soul at all.
I'm not.
I think he's an old soul.
I'm in the grave.
I don't wanna ask-
Halfway in, halfway out.
I don't want to ask how old you are because I feel like I should know, but I don't, and I don't want you to tell me either because
not.
to me you're a baby.
February 25th.
You're a baby.
Just saying.
You're a little
Happy
kid.
birthday,
All right, I
Mr.
feel like
President.
I'll be back.
you have the ability to play an instrument, whereas a lot of people don't.
Wow, thank you.
But at the same time, I
You
feel
suck.
like I feel like you could benefit from
That's cool.
instruction.
Right.
He's so funny.
Slip it in as much as you can, Brandon. Okay. Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna say it. A lot of people don't know this, but Fox and I, our entire Knox Cult relationship, Fox was sober,
Oh.
and I've
that?
told him many times that a lot of our differences could have been just wiped away by just having a couple beers and really just kind of talking it out. But he was very adamant in his newly found religion, and
Religion?
that religion
Really?
being his sobriety at the time. And I didn't want
Totally
to.
insulting.
I didn't want to insult the whole
You just did.
cult, which is sobriety. But
This is gonna be edited
at
out,
the same
right?
time,
No way, man.
I wanted him to understand that you don't have to go through life following just one physical state. So
Well, no, I took an acid
tonight
like
I'm
6
meeting
times.
Fox for the first time, which is the true Fox, the true Alex.
Here I am, no hair.
Yeah, and
They're,
it's fucking annoying, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because he doesn't shut the fuck up, guys.
Not ever.
Big personalities in this band. Big personalities in this band for sure.
But to be honest with you, and with all respect to anybody that's in the program, it doesn't work for everybody, but at the same time, it does work for a lot of people. And in this case, get away from Fox. You have no idea what he's capable of. And if I could only get
What the
him
fuck
in a
does
room,
that mean? Like,
Because-
what are you trying to tell people?
Fox is better off without you. You,
Fox is better off without you.
all right.
My goodness.
I want.
All right.
I love.
Anyway, can I plug some other stuff, please? Is that okay?
Sure.
A moment for your sponsors that are unsponsored. This project I'm going to be working with, the White Houses. You can check them out at whitehouses.com. They will be having some shows coming up March 10th. TBA. You can check out everything there. But they're bringing back 80 synth. So enjoy. But yet it has a modern taste to it.
We're gonna have them on too.
And
White
also,
Houses, we're gonna have
you
them
may
on
or
at
may
some
not
point.
have a Fox playing bass when they come on to the show. So we'll tell you more about that later.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Thank
we,
you. I think that's everything.
I mean,
I
do
need
we
to
wanna-
plug. Oh yeah, follow Fox on Instagram, Monkey.
Follow Fox on Instagram. Our secret message at the end of our EP. That's the most infamous thing on our EP.
It is. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, these guys are up to a lot of stuff.
Places they had to sneak in there all the time was the best.
You know, I didn't get into them until after they were gone.
Man, that album's unbelievable.
The bass player for Popstar Kids turned me on to them because we started talking about Jellyfish, and then he's like, well, do you know about Imperial Drag and the Grays
Oh God,
and
the
Jason
Grays.
Faulkner solo?
Yeah.
And I didn't know any of that stuff.
That's the thing though with Jellyfish is like, it wasn't a band that made 2 records and then totally disappeared. Maybe
Yeah.
did a few things here and there. The tree is wild.
Right,
Because I mean, even before Jellyfish, you had the Beatnik Beach stuff,
right.
which Chris Kettner was in, who was like a big new wave guy in California, and I think he was about 10 years older than Roger and Andy at the time. So he kind of took Andy on and just watched Andy blossom so fast into this crazy drummer, right? Because he wasn't like the lead guy in Beatnik Beach, it was him and Chris. That record's really great too.
Yeah.
It's very college radio. It's like got like a really neat aspect of new wave almost in there too, which is really cool. So if you guys don't know that, I mean, Beatnik Beach pre-Jellyfish stuff is really, really cool. I think that album came out in like 1988, and then it was reissued years later.
But you're right. There's just the tendrils just go out in every direction from Jellyfish.
It
There's
is glorious.
so much great music because they're all prolific and
For sure.
they're just
Absolutely.
all great writers in their own right. Even the people that that weren't allowed to be writers in Jellyfish. It turns out, look at little Jason Faulkner.
Yep.
He's an amazing songwriter on his own.
Just a few months ago, I saw this video of Noel Gallagher, because I think he's in a band. I think Tim Smith is in his band.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Noel Gallagher. He's fantastic. Flying Birds. It's something winged, something like that.
Hmm.
But I think Tim Smith plays with Noel. He was the more tolerable of the two in Oasis, right? Liam is the super big mouth. Okay, yeah. Noel was like telling the story about how he sent like a couple of songs out. He needed bass, and he's like, if you don't know him, this guy Jason Faulkner is a fucking genius. He's like, I'd have those songs back 12 hours later, completely finished. And he was just like, unbelievable if you don't know the guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, Jason's done so much stuff. He's played with so many cool people. I mean, him and Roger are with Beck.
Yeah.
And they played on like the Grammy-winning record, Vultures, that Beck did. And Jason, I mean, so many great bands. He worked with Nika Costa, if you don't know her.
I do. I do remember that.
She's wild.
Yeah.
She is wild, man. That's a white girl with some serious soul.
Wow.
She is wild. Amy Correa is another really cool singer-songwriter that he did a few things with. Like you said, the list goes on and on and on. Roger just played on the new Marilyn Manson record, the new Haim record. I think like the last 2 or 3 AFI records or something. So they're there. I mean, they're crazy session people as well as, you know, like you said, their own prolific songwriters.
Yeah.
Roger's working on a 3rd record. It's coming at some point. This, back to episode 0 of the Music Survival Guide podcast.
Sheer Velocity is all instrumental, and it's where it's just all about guitar and just throw as much guitar into it as I possibly can. And it's very self-indulgent. It's very like stream of consciousness. It's very absurd. It's very all over the place, and it's just purely fun. But you know,
So there's another Bandcamp page right there, guys. Sheer
Yeah.
Velocity. So there's, like I said, there's lots of music to be discovered with Andy, which is really neat, and it's lots of different personalities in this stuff. So if you don't like one, you might love something else.
That's right.
Which is great.
yeah,
You know?
that's true.
Which is a great thing. So don't stop at one thing. You know, try it on, because without Monkey, I couldn't even do this really. He's looking at himself in the mirror right now.
I am not.
He's actually filming us from the other side. He's just admiring himself. Let's face it.
Trick photography.
But I can't even hear you. When I take these off after 2 hours, I'm deaf. Like it's like I've been in the ocean. Like
Yeah.
I'm underwater.
Yeah.
But I want to end with playing "In the City's Arms," the title track.
Cool.
From the double. because I think it's a really nice way to go out.
Yeah.
And for me, when I listen to that, since we were talking about Prince or whatever, that's very parade era Prince.
Oh wow.
Like from Under the Cherry Moon stuff.
Yeah,
like
sure,
I think of parade for whatever reason.
Oh wow.
And like even I don't know. I just
I'll take it, man.
good.
Thank you.
Wendy and Lisa, you know, they're another powerhouse.
Yeah.
God, I love them.
Agree.
But that's it, everybody. This was another one where you needed to pack a lunch for it. I hope you had such a good time, because this can't be any cooler for me. I
This is
mean,
great, man.
it's so cool. Thank you, Andy, Monkey Buddy, wherever you are. I know you're probably hungry. Papa Andy's been ignoring you for like
That's
2
right.
hours.
That's right.
We're gonna go out in the city's arms. Thank you for listening to this. Share it with your friends, your family, and just be good to each other. You know. Thank you so much,
Yes.
everybody. We'll see you. We'll see you again very soon.